As we draw to a close with this VTC Quick Start course on developing responsive websites with Dreamweaver, now that we've had a fairly close look at one of the Project 7 extensions that, as you've seen, we can easily adapt, in this tutorial I'm going to look at a completely different extension. It's still made by Project 7, but this extension, called CSS Page Builder Magic, results in you easily building a responsive page, but more as a bare bones or framework sort of page that you can then go on to develop by adding your own content. So let's get started. I'll come up to File and then roll down to my first option, New Project 7 Page Pack, and then I need to fly out to the right to where all my extensions are located, and then I need to choose my CSS Page Builder Magic. However, I just want to point something out. This one here is version number 1. There is a version number 2, which is better, and you can see it down here at the bottom of my list. Now, I noticed only a few days ago that Project 7 brought out a tool that allows you to update any page that you built with the original version of CSS Page Builder Magic. The tool will allow you to open up with CSS Page Builder Magic 2 and update any previously designed pages developed with version 1. Anyway, for this tutorial we're going to start off with version 2. So I'll come down and click on here. As a result, in a very similar way to what we saw with the Adaptations extension, we now see a user interface here, allowing me to create a new Project 7 CSS Page Builder Magic 2 page pack page. Not easy to say, so I'm not going to say it again. Anyway, down here on the left hand side, you can see all the separate page designs you can choose from as your starting point, and also similar to what we saw with the other Project 7 extension, whenever you select a page design down here, you're going to see a preview just to the right. Again, not large enough for my eyes, but there you go. Moan, I suppose it does its job. So simply work your way through trying out these different page designs to see which one you want to use with your particular website. As you can see, there are quite a number of them, 16 in total. I think you'd be hard pressed to find a different design that you might want to use that isn't featured here. All of you with eagle eyes might notice that some of these page designs seem very similar. For example, number 11 and number 12 are very similar in that they'll create a 3-column flexible page. The only difference being, with number 11 here, the menu runs across the top. Whereas if you choose number 12, this 3-column flexible width page has the menu running down the left-hand side. Anyway, just for variety, for this example, I'm going to choose this one, number 11, with the menu running across the top. And simply come down and hit Create. I'll call this Index and click on Save. Okay, and all created. Now, I'm going to flick over our screen so I can refocus so that we can see all of Dreamweaver with this newly created page inside. Okay, that's better. Now, to be honest, building a site with this particular extension is very similar to all the Project 7 extensions. You'll see in your local files here all the necessary files that have been used to create this page, ready for you to adapt it. You'll see inside this folder, for example, the images that have been used as placeholders. Again, you can change these if you want to, in pretty much the same way as we saw in the previous tutorial. In here, you'll see a JavaScript file. Now, speaking of all the related CSS files and JavaScript files, once more, when we open up this HTML index page, now that it's been created for us, with the minimal of effort on our part, then of course you're going to see running along here this JavaScript file and the 2 CSS files required to make it a responsive site. Now, at present I've got my live button activated, which means if I roll over any of my menu buttons here, then of course you can see that the CSS created rollovers work. As I said at the beginning of this tutorial, this is more of a bare bones or framework sort of page. As you can see, if I scroll down, it's pretty much packed with junk text, filler text, ready for you to change it. Making sure my live button is still activated, let's have a look at the tablet view. Okay, not much different. It all works perfectly well. And finally, our mobile view, well, this does change in terms of appearance, but in terms of style, it remains the same. So anybody looking at this, whether it's a desktop view, a tablet view, or a mobile view, will see the responsive design adjusts accordingly and appropriately with the same theme universally running throughout, which of course is exactly what you want. I'll just switch off my live button. Okay, all seems to work perfectly. And of course, if you move over to your code view, then you can work your way through as an experienced Dreamweaver user, altering any classes or divs as necessary to turn this, what is effectively a template page, into a design ready for your site. Not forgetting, of course, you've got these extra files here, these CSS files, which makes the responsiveness of the site instant, dependent on the browser being used. Desktop, tablet, or mobile. Right, we'll finish up here then. As I say, Project 7 extensions pretty much work universally the same way, so once you've learned one, well, you're good to go. So have fun with this one, and I'll move forward now.